Hello, everyone. My name is Fahad Shatari, and I wanted to do a quick update with the coronavirus and what we're expecting with the news with movies and movie reviews here. I mean, there's tons of information out there that you can look into and see about how it affects your family and what the news is at. But this is a public service announcement just for our website here, Geekdom Movies. As you guys know, me, Shannon, and George, we still want to continue to do movie reviews. We don't know with the situation with the coronavirus if it will be able to continue to go to the movie theaters or not. In that case, the first thing I want to just say is that depending on where we're at as individuals, I still want to try to attend movie theaters and go see movies depending on the situation. I can't speak for George or Shannon exactly where they will be at once with how they feel about the virus and what's going on. That's just their individual reasoning as to whether they will continue to go to the movies or not. But we, as a collective, have agreed that we want to continue to do movie reviews and movie news and things like that. And as many of you guys know, we love you guys all check out movie reviews here at Geek the Movies, but you're not really commenting or anything like that on here as much. The comments on YouTube and things like that, you're mostly coming to our website, GeekdomMOVIES.com. As you can see, I just uploaded My Spy, the first early review we've had, and you guys are more available in this community at this website here at Geekdom Movies, which we really appreciate, just your support and all of this. So I just want to update everyone as to where we're going, Geekdom Movies forward with the news. I think it's a very interesting time. Everybody is just kind of reacting, it feels like, the last few days. Last week, nobody was talking about it. I was like, oh yeah, the coronavirus is in China. And then suddenly, we started getting more and more people who were affected here in America and the rest of the world, Europe, things like that, and everyone's just kind of been watching. And so the first thing I want to talk about is this here, CinemaCon, which was canceled. Now, for those of you who are not part of the industry or know much about what CinemaCon is, it is a gathering of worldwide people who attend this CinemaCon, a lot like Comic-Con, but it's only for people who are movie theater owners, smaller and big, like, AMC, to smaller indie theaters or like artistic theaters that, they all kind of come together in Las Vegas, around the world, and them canceling was kind of a big deal because a lot of the issue here is that the CinemaCon kind of represents a lot going on with the future technology when it comes to movies and how they're going to combat people continuing to go to the movies. And a lot of things that they show, like, when they first installed IMAX or 3D theaters or Dolby now, 4DX, like so many options, a lot of that goes through what movie theaters are looking into when it comes to technology. And this is the big one. This is the one that they all kind of come together and talk about. And so with this being canceled on the same day of it being announced that Tom Hanks and his wife are sick and they got the coronavirus, I think was a huge hit to a lot of people here in America, because I think a lot of people just kind of see Tom Hanks as the American dad. He is the one actor that is just wholesome and somebody who is just like, we don't have kings and queens in America, but we do have celebrities that we look up to, kind of like Elvis and things like that. Tom Hanks is definitely one of those people that everybody just kind of sees as like they're, the all-American persona for America. And so him getting it, and him and his wife saying that, hey, like, they're getting in a lockdown. They're in Australia, but they've contracted coronavirus, and they are, with the test coming back positive. And then with that coming out a few hours with CinemaCon shutting down, it was kind of like, okay, like we're dealing with a real situation here. We're dealing with some real things that are happening in the world that are affecting even like entertainment. And we heard that NBA is shutting down. We're hearing that the March Madness will be like closed off to the public, and it'll only just be like the players and just the just the media that's gonna like televise it. So all of this is just kind of coming and going, and we don't know where it goes. Now, on that note, I would like to say that we I got an email from AMC Theaters and Regal, and they said that because we're Geek the Movies has just became part of the press screening. So what we're doing is we're getting early access movies, and AMC sent out a report saying that hey, due to the coronavirus, we don't know like how bad it's gonna get, but we are gonna start limiting. That means we're gonna be limiting a lot of people. Like these theaters that can keep 500 seats, 350 tickets, that's going to be gone, and they're going to cut the screenings up to 50%. So even though movie theaters are going to be open, but they're not going to be like as big events to movie theaters. They're they're going to become smaller events for movie theaters. That's a big deal because a lot of the industry and a lot of big movies like The Quiet Place 2, things like that, Mulan, Black Widow, a lot of these big blockbuster movies that are coming out, they're kind of looking at that and going, wait a minute, like, what do you mean AMC and Regal are announcing they're going to cut half of the seats off? What is that going to look like? So, hearing this news and what's going on, we're hearing already that A Quiet Place 2 has been delayed indefinitely, which surprisingly, like, is kind of shocking because the day this one of my most anticipated movies actually is A Quiet Place 2, it's gonna affect it's gonna affect how future movies are going to handle this information. So weirdly enough, let me see if I can open it. I still have our early tickets that I got from me, George, and Shannon. I got 2 other tickets waiting. We still have it. They haven't actually told us that they canceled the screening yet. So it's kind of weird. Even though A Quiet Place has been postponed, we still have the tickets to go see A Quiet Place early screening. So what's going to happen with that? We're not really sure. We still have our tickets, so if it is available, I think me, George, and Shannon are still going to try to go to the movie theater and try to see the movie, even if it does get postponed after we see it. We don't know. On that note, with The Quiet Place coming out, with that news, there's also the effect of all the other movies that are now following suit. So the first one was, of course, 007, No Time to Die, which has been pushed back to November of later this year. And and then of course we have A Quiet Place 2 that we just talked about. I'm not, Peter Rabbit 2, not something I'm sure most families are looking forward to, but I guess it made enough money to get a sequel. That's been delayed as well. Vin Diesel's Fast and Furious 9, get this, is getting pushed to April 2nd, 2021. That's crazy. That means they were done filming. This movie was going to release in 2 months, and it's been pushed back to all the way next year. We also had The Lovebirds, which was like this romantic comedy action movie. That's also been pushed. And other movies are following suit. I haven't heard many of these movies like Blue Story and The Artist's Wife, but they've been pushed. Another one. Okay, so the big one in March that was also supposed to be released, and I think we all saw it coming, Mulan, was going to get a big, big shove because the Chinese market is really the biggest market for a movie about Mulan, which takes place of the mythology or the true story of the character of Mulan. And unfortunately, we also have the New Mutants, which has been delayed for 2-3 years. And again, it was supposed to release April 3rd, and it's again pushed for who knows how long. So as these news are coming out with these movies, we're seeing a huge shift in how movies are being shut down. We learned that Mission Impossible, the new Tom Cruise movie, Mission Impossible, halted all production in Italy, which makes sense. We've also heard that Rob Marshall directing Little Mermaid has stopped production. You have Shang-Chi, which was supposed to be the next big like MCU Marvel Studios movies. That's also stopped production. So studios are taking it really seriously. Another big one was like this Matt Damon Ben Affleck movie, The Last Duel. Not much is known about it, but it just did start shooting with Ridley Scott directing. So as these news are coming out, we're learning more and more. Oh wow, I didn't even know about this. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids is getting a sequel with the main actor Rick Morrison. That's really sweet. And Home Alone reboot, Peter Pan and Wendy. So a lot of these big movies are getting pushed. So that takes us to where we're at today. So with the news with Geekdom Movies not being able to attend a lot of these movies, what we're now going to do is going to do DVD streaming movies. That means if there are new movie releases on Netflix, Amazon, iTunes and things like that, new movie releases, we're gonna try to go and just watch them at home and then do reviews at home with me, George, and Shannon. It's a very uncertain time. Of course, this is the very bottom of like news when it comes to movies. Like we're not really looking at movies as the biggest thing that'll get affected. But let's be honest here, Hollywood and a lot of people who are attending CinemaCon, which was supposed to be like thousands of people who were preparing for it, have suddenly, like they were preparing to go do this event for weeks, suddenly don't have jobs. You know, a lot of people who are coming in to set up this giant, CinemaCon stages and all kinds of other things that goes behind these big events, that's gone. A lot of these Hollywood movies that were supposed to get released in the next year or so are getting pushed back, which is going to hurt a lot of people who work in the industry. So it is kind of a big deal because it is going to affect like the industry of film, but it's also a good thing because we're trying to get in control of like this virus. And we know with the productions of these huge movies that we were just talking about, that are just going into production. Thousands of people work on these movies. Like this is not a small movie, The Little Mermaid. This is not a small movie, an MCU movie, Shang-Chi. These are big movies with thousands and thousands of people coming in to do all kinds of stuff, makeup and visual effects and lighting and script writing and food that needs to be delivered on sets. All kinds of things that we just don't understand. So moving forward, this is very interesting time. We don't know how it's gonna all look, but do know that Geekdom Movies we will keep pushing forward and doing movie reviews. We did 2 movies back to back that were early screenings for us. So we just got accepted to the My Spy screening, the way back, which you guys were able to see. We also did a Pixar Onward review. Another thing that we're kind of speculating, like Black Widow gets released in May. Early May, I think it was like the first week of May. And will that affect or delay this movie now, because it's only 2 months away? I mean, the coronavirus situation and news is coming in so fast. Every day is just something new that I do think Black Widow will get pushed. I think a lot of summer movies are going to get pushed this year because of the global impact of movie theaters and tickets and box office and blockbusters. I think we're going to see more, but here at Geekdom Movies, we're going to stay on top of it. We're going to keep looking in to see what happens. If you guys have any thoughts or ideas, we want you guys to submit into Geekdom Movies if there's movies you want us to review on DVD or streaming, since we're going to be getting less and less movies in theaters. Even TV shows, shoot, like I don't care. Like I'll do reviews for TV shows. We're going to be locked in anyway in our homes. Give us options to do things like that. And as we move forward, we're going to keep updating. I'll do another update on the situation of where Hollywood and movies and Geekdom Movies is at. So stay tuned. Again, I'm Fahad, and as you guys know, I work with Shannon and George, who also are part of this. We're going to try to set up a way maybe down the future where we can Skype in and do more movie reviews from our own home, so we're not meeting together in case one of us gets sick or something. I don't know. So just keeping you guys posted. Let us know your thoughts. Email us. As you guys know, you can go to our website, which you guys a lot do. I get tons of emails here at GeekdomMOVIES.com, and you're very part of this website, and you guys do watch and you do email me to let me know what your thoughts are. So keep doing that. Keep letting us know what your ideas and thoughts are for future movies. And yeah, we'll just keep you guys posted, and take care. Bye.